Hi, I'm Graham Standish. I'm the Executive Director of Samaritan Counseling Guidance Consulting. And I'm also the Director of our Caring for Clergy and Congregations program. And as a spiritual director and coach who works with pastors on trying to help them find a healthier way of being, we're offering this video really to pastors and other leaders to help you in this really, really difficult time. And this is just for you to sort of give you some guidance, some nurture, and some help as you go through this. You know, clearly we are in a crisis time. With the coronavirus everywhere and things shutting down, this is incredibly difficult. But I want to remind you as a pastor that Christianity has always been a crisis faith. Actually, in truth, Christianity has always done its best work when the world is in crisis, and pastors have done their best work when the world is in crisis. Because when we're in crisis, it sharpens our focus on love, on God, on God's presence, and all of those. And I want to remind you as a pastor that as you go through this time, that you are going to go through so many emotions on your own, so many of your own struggles with fear and with anxiety and with what seems like the whole world moving into survival instinct and not looking out for others. But you're a shepherd, and you are taking care of sheep who are scared. It's okay for you to be scared. It's okay for you to struggle. But keep remembering that God has called you to be a shepherd of sheep, and that you have a tremendous power of Christ in you to bring a sense of safety and calmness to these people. There are three things I really want you to remember as you're shaping your messages for other people, as you're shaping your response to this virus, and leading not only your church, but your people through it. The first thing is that you are called to lead them to faith over fear. Because right now, everybody is afraid. You're afraid, I'm afraid. But we are called to use this time to lead people to faith, which means that, number one, you have to work on your faith over fear and to realize God hasn't abandoned you. God is with you, but you have to work that out for yourself and then help other people find that faith. Here's the thing. It's not that your prayers will lead you to get to faith over fear. It's not by saying to God, please give me faith over my fear. It's actually your openness to God's Spirit in the midst of this that's going to help you with your own faith and overcoming your fear. So just remember, you're called to lead them to faith over fear, but you help them by working on your faith every moment of just being open to God and letting God's Spirit into you. Second thing, help people to live in today and not tomorrow. You know the passage from Jesus where he says, look at the lilies of the field and the birds of the air, how God clothes them. Tomorrow has enough troubles of its own. Today is what you need to focus on. Here's the thing. God is with us in this moment, in the stuff that we're going through right now. God is with us in this moment. But if our focus is on the darkness of what might happen tomorrow or next week or next month, we'll lose God. Because where we find God is in the now. That's what spiritual writers have been writing for centuries. C.S. Lewis talked about it. Paul Tillich talked about it. Jean-Pierre de Cassaude talked about it. So use this time of quarantining, this time of being on our own, to be available to God in each moment. Prepare for tomorrow, but live in the now, because that's where you will find God, and that's where you'll help other people find God. And third thing, you are called to be a calm pond, not a muddy puddle. And here's the difference. When you have a muddy puddle and you take it with a stick and stir it up, there's no clarity. All it is just a mess. but you're actually called to be a calm pond, to be someone who is still water. So as you're going through this, work on your own calmness, because when you're stirred up, other people are stirred up, and clarity can't be found. But when you find a way to be calm in the midst of everyone else's panic, you help them to find God. Last thought. We are in a crisis, and in any crisis, it's like we're standing on the edge of a cliff. There's always danger in it, but there's opportunity. The danger is we may fall over the cliff, but the opportunity is that we can gain more perspective. We can grow in a greater awareness of God's presence. And we can actually grow in our response to crisis by looking for where God is and not where God isn't. So, any of you know me knows that not only is the Bible my foundation, but so is the Lord of the Rings. So I want to share with you a wonderful quote J.R.R. Tolkien wrote. Basically, it's a part where Frodo is lamenting that he has been given the ring, and he says to Gandalf, "I wish it need not have happened in my time." And Gandalf looked at Frodo and said, "So do I. And so do all who live to see such times. But it's not for them to decide. All we have to do is to decide what we do with the time that is given us." God is with all of us, maybe not in the way we want of just eradicating this virus, but God is there with you to get you through so you can help other people get through. And Holy God, I pray that you will bless this pastor, bless this leader, so that she or he will really be able to find you in the midst of this darkness, and that he or she can become the light for others. Amen. And God's blessings on you.